Have you heard this new movie, the Batman movie? What is the Dark Knight Lights Up or so, whatever the name of it is? That's right. Dark Knight Rises, Lights Up, same thing. Do you know the name of the villain in this movie? Bane. The villain in The Dark Knight Rises is named Bane. B-A-N-E. What is the name of the venture capital firm that Romney ran and around which there's now this make-believe controversy? Bane. The movie has been in the works for a long time. The release date's been known, summer 2012, for a long time. Do you think that it is accidental that the name of the really vicious, fire-breathing, four-eyed, whatever it is, villain in this movie is named Bane? So this evil villain in the new Batman movie is named Bane. And there's now discussion out there as to whether or not this was purposeful and whether or not it'll influence voters. It's going to have a lot of people. This movie, the audience is going to be huge. A lot of people are going to see the movie. And it's a lot of brain-dead people, entertainment, the pop culture crowd, and they're going to hear Bane in the movie, and they're going to associate Bane, and the thought is that when they start paying attention to the campaign later in the year, and Obama, the Democrats keep talking about Bane, not Bain Capital, but Bane, Romney, and Bane, that these people will think back to the Batman movie. Oh, yeah, I know who that is. That's... There are some people who think it'll work at the polls. Will the brain-dead people show up in the polls? I don't know. See, I think you have to assume they will. I think you have to plan on the fact that they will show up and vote. No, just from the standpoint of dealing with you got to get your own turnout. You can't go into an election thinking, well, that group's not going to show up. The young, yeah, they got disappointed. Obama's not who they thought he was. The college student, they're not going to show. You can't think that way. You have to think they're going to show up. You have to count on it. You have to plan for it, come up with a way of neutralizing it. You have to plan for it, come up with a way of neutralizing it.
So for the first time since this horrific shooting that Congresswoman was shot in the head, a federal judge, we understand, was killed, a child who may have been just 9 years old was killed. We are getting firsthand information from the hospital about the conditions of the people who were injured in this shooting. Of those taken to the medical center, 5 are in critical condition, 5 still in the operating room. Among those in critical condition, Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who was holding a constituent meeting outside a local grocery store. According to the surgeon, Dr. Peter Ree, she had 1 gunshot wound through the side of her head, what he called a through and through, but he is very optimistic about her recovery. We were told that going into surgery, she was speaking, that she was following commands. Now, having just come out of surgery, according to the doctor, she is still obviously under anesthetic, but he is as optimistic as he can be about her recovery for this type of injuries. 10 patients in all were brought there. Again, 5 in critical condition, 5 still in the operating room. 1 child died. The mayor calling it a grave tragedy for this community and for this country. For those of you who may be just joining us, this is a story that has so many levels on it. First of all, you have this 22-year-old who is in custody. Officials say that he had a pistol with an extended magazine. Witnesses say he fired at least 20 rounds. There are